Hey fam, my name is Oscar Ortega. I'm a member of ROS, and today I have a testimony to share with the church. The last 2 months I went on mission from the month of April 6th all the way to the month of May. That was out for 2 months out on missions, basically outreach, and our goal, we were going to actually preach the gospel in Burundi and in Rwanda to make sure we see missional movements come out of those two countries, and to actually make sure we see young people impacted by the gospel, so that the next generation of leaders are not just leaders who have known Jesus, but actually leaders who actually are impacted by the gospel, and whatever sphere of influence that the Lord will send them to, they'll actually see fruit in it because they have been impacted by the gospel itself. I want to share a testimony that we actually were able to reach 3,713 people, men, women, and children, and 1,169 people gave their lives to Jesus and rededicated their lives to Jesus. We saw 70 healings in these 2 months that we are out on missions, and we literally saw a move of God in our time. Sometimes we think that revival looks like maybe big church gatherings, which are really, really important, and maybe big stadium events, but literally we were going out for literally just 20 minutes, 50 minutes, and we were seeing hundreds of people give their lives to Jesus. We were seeing people getting healed left, right, and center, and it was such an amazing thing to see. One testimony that I actually have is part of what we do as a ministry, as missionaries. We usually do a school called a CR school. Basically, it is a leadership school that's able to train up young individuals from the age of 18 to 25 to live out a missional lifestyle in their workplace, wherever the Lord has sent them. And even if the Lord has sent them to ministry, how can they use their skill sets infused by the gospel to make sure they reach out to their generation? I remember 120 people came to this event, to this CR school, leadership school that we had, and we saw young people change their lives and actually committing their lives to Jesus, and actually saying that whatever the cost, we'll actually share the gospel. What I've seen in the last 2 months, both in Rwanda and in Burundi, it's that people are not tired of Jesus. Young people are actually not tired of they're not bored about who Jesus is. They actually want to know more about him. And the reason as to why we go is because if we don't go, that one person that is out there needs to hear about who Jesus is and what Jesus has done in their lives. And I have a testimony. Literally, when you say that the Lord is my fortress and my protector, literally that's what he was. So we were driving from Burundi all the way to Rwanda, and we were using the Tanzanian route because the Burundi and Rwandan border are actually closed. And when we were making that drive on May 6th, we were having 2 vans that were driving. I was in the front van, and then we got a call that one of our vans has gotten into a ditch, but they never told us exactly what happened. Getting there, actually one of the vans actually got into a really bad accident, but by the grace of God, no one got hurt, no one actually was injured in that entire van. The 6 guys were in that van. And one thing that was perplexing is that when we reached them, we were now trying to unstuck the van in where it was. Literally, I remember the locals who were there, they literally came out and said, has anyone died? No. Has anyone gotten injured? No. And the reason as why they were asking is because apparently the week prior, a car had an accident there, and literally people died, and it became and that place, the place in Burundi is called Kayanza, and that place where the accident happened, it's where any car that actually gets an accident there, literally someone has to die. But they were shocked that none of us actually died, none of us were actually injured. And then we saw this as an opportunity to actually preach the gospel, and one of our friends ended up preaching the gospel, and the 10 of them that you see in that picture literally ended up giving their lives to Jesus. Why am I sharing this testimony? It's because, first of all, to encourage that Jesus moves wherever you are. It doesn't have to mean that you have to be in ministry, but Jesus can use you wherever you are. And literally, simple obedience changes history, because what we are saying is not just people getting saved, but actually we are seeing part of the missions is that we're actually teaching people how to fish. We're literally teaching one of our partners in Burundi that we actually partner with. They've actually been able to start missions there. It's not just about going and doing missions in other countries. It's also teaching the locals and also telling them you can also preach the gospel. You can also go out. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're not a pastor or not. It doesn't matter if you're working in corporate or not. You can go and preach the gospel, and somebody's life can be able to change. And that's my testimony.